Hi, hi, lovely people. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I just don't know where you're watching from, but all that I can say is that I'm humbled and I'm grateful that you are here watching me once again. This is Evans from the AIDOO'S Mixed Farms, guys. And on this channel, we really talks about everything. And today, I really want to make this video, or a video that is really going to bring a lot of complications in the sense that the criticism here in this video, the bashing, I don't know, but by no, guys, I don't really care about what people are going to say about this video, because you know something, social media is very, very powerful and it goes so far. So guys, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about living in Europe, traveling to Europe. Is it worth it? Do you have to really sell your family's resources, your father's properties, your family's properties to come to Europe? Or is better living in Africa? Or is better living in Africa and using that same properties or that same resources to develop our country, or to open up a business, to create business for the other youths to do? Guys, as I said, or as I stated, this video is really going to bring a lot of criticism. It's going to bring a lot of confusion. People are going to criticize me, but trust me, I don't care. I'm someone who always wants to say the truth. And if you think you differ from what I'm saying, there is freedom of speech. So let's go straight into today's video. But before that, cheers. May you live long, and may Africa begin or always progress. Good health, long life, and prosperity. So guys, is it better selling your parents or your family's wealth in Kenya, in Nigeria, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Ivory Coast, Eritrea, Somalia, Ghana? Is it worth it? Is it worth it traveling days, years, months on desert just to come to Europe, thinking that there is wealth lying or laying down here on trees, plucking them and sending back them to Africa? When I was about 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, I was thinking that's the same way I thought. I thought that because my uncles used to comes from Europe to Africa, bringing us toys and what have you, I was thinking there are monies lying on trees or money laying down on the ground, just plucking them, and then when you bring them to Africa, you become a billionaire. But guys, there are so many difficulties people go through here in Europe. And this is what I want us to talk about. Maybe your traveling might be different from mine, or the kind of privilege or the kind of advantage that I got coming to Europe differs from your own. I respect you, and I will please beg you to also respect my opinion. I don't care what yours is. Your own might differ from my own, but I just want to share this true story with each and every individual who is in Africa thinking about selling a family's property, a family's resources, just because the person, he or she, thinks that there's wealth here in Europe. Let me go straight to the point. Now, I'll start with the reason why many of us Africans or diasporans come to Europe and fails. The reason why many of us fails when we come to Europe is because we don't integrate into the culture or the system of other countries. It's because or let me say 30% of people traveling through deserts, people traveling through rivers, people killing themselves just to come to Europe, the many or the 30% of them that do travel to Europe have no qualifications from GSS or from even the elementary schools. Most of them, everybody is from a village, but most of them have no basic education. And because of that, if they come to Europe, they don't want to indulge themselves, one, learning their language first, to empowering them to becoming something better in future. That is the first problem we diasporans, we Africans faces here in Europe. Integration. We don't integrate with the society. We don't learn the language, and that is our biggest problem. So I have some documents here, but first, or before I go through or I go on this document, I will say when we come to Europe as foreigners, let's please take the language serious. Let's try and integrate ourselves in the culture and the system of wherever that we find ourselves. So here in Germany, when you come, you have to at least try first and foremost, guys, give me a minute. You have to try and at least start with the B1 or the A1 or whatever that you call it. Start integrating, start to learn the language in order for you to get yourself in the working industry. Now, when I came to Europe, or let me even start or say what brought me to Europe. For me, I think I always say that glory be to call God. I think I'm almost sorry guys. Whew. I think I'm the most luckiest person on earth, being that for me I got scouted. So just finishing my JSS or my senior high school, I got the opportunity to be scouted along 3 other guys, and we traveled to Europe for football. Soccer is the reason why I found myself in Europe. So I've played all around, guys. But all that I want to say is that it is not easy. I don't know how you came to Europe, and I wouldn't want you selling your family's resources just because you think there are money that you can plow from the trees. There are banana trees, there are mango trees that fruits money. No, it is very difficult. Now, I was talking about the reason why most Africans doesn't succeed is because they don't associate themselves when they travel. There's a saying that says that when you go to Europe or when you go to Rome, just do what Rome do. But you know, because of so much problems in Africa, because your families sold their properties for you to travel to Europe, to come and make it and return whatever that they sold for you, or to come and pay back whatever that you borrowed before traveling. When we come, or when most of us come to Europe, we forget about mingling with the society. That is language and school. So here in Germany, when you come here, the first thing that you have to do coming to Europe or coming to Germany is learning the language. All right, for me, when I came, I did the first course, that is the B1 till the C1. This is the certificate that I got. And then after that, there is learning, they call it living in German. Living in German, okay? I translated it is the living in Germany, knowing about the politics, knowing about, I mean, little things about the country. So I did also that course, and I got this certificate for it, guys. I don't know whether the camera can really take it, and I did this certificate for it. So because I wanted to really get to a stage in life, or because I knew what exactly I wanted to achieve, that means going to school. If football doesn't go well, we'll come to that story some other day, right, guys? But I got so many problems whilst playing football, meniscus, blah blah blah, having operations, just name it. And because I was good at school, I didn't give up. I went back to school. So the first course that I wanted to do was to drive the train, because I saw some blacks, or I saw some foreigners driving the train. So I wanted to do the same thing. I ended up going to the foreign affairs. Here, if you want to go to school, it depends where you are. Every state has different processes. So I went to the state. I told them, hey, I want to go to school. They told me, bring your certificates. I brought my certificates, and then the process began. And then I got accepted. I got accepted to take, or to undertake, the course of being a tri-fat Lokführer. That means a train driver. So I started it, but unfortunately for me, because of medizinisch Grund, because of medicinal problems, I couldn't continue on my my training in the train industry. That is it. This is what I got. It's old, but this is what it gave me. It meant that because of my eyesight, I couldn't drive the train. And here in Germany, they take really their Gesetz, their laws and regulations very, very seriously. Unlike in Africa, that when maybe if I have gotten disqualified and I've gone and paid my way through at the back door to be accepted, no. Here, when they say no, it's no. So guys, what I would say is that let's try to integrate ourselves when we come to Europe. Let's try to associate ourselves. Forget about the problems and the issues in Africa, and you're going to succeed, guys. Alright, so did I give up when they told me that I couldn't do, or I couldn't drive the train? No. So because I had played football professionally, or I played football before, I decided to go into physiotherapist, to be a physiotherapist. So in 2017, I applied 2016 to be the tri-fat Lokführer, that is the train driver. That I was rejected because of medicine Grund, and because of that, it got me down. But I didn't give up. I applied in the next year, that was 2017. I don't want to show I'm not staying any more there, but it's okay. I applied here, guys. Can you see it? I hope the camera can take it really well. I applied again at the Hans Weibergen Academy for physiotherapist. So I started in the physio world. Guys, I wanted to give back to the society. I wanted to go into being a physiotherapist in order to come back to Ghana to develop and to give back to the society. I did the course, and then God being so good, I also ended up doing a massage therapist. So I'm qualified, and I'm grateful to God to say I never gave up. I fought hard, and glory be to God, I'm where that I am today. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of blacks, there are a lot of people coming from the African continent. They are doctors, they are pilots, they are engineers, just name it. Shout out to those people that comes in and then take education very seriously. Now, is it worth it? Is it really, really important selling your parents' properties coming to Europe? Now, let's go to the point and to the place where I said there are going to be so much problems in this video that people are going to really, really criticize me. So guys, it is not so easy coming to Europe and making it. Trust me. Now, I don't know how you came to Europe. I don't know where you are watching from. My story might motivate you, but this same video that I'm doing is going to cause a lot of problems. The reason why I'm saying is that you don't need to sell your parent properties just to walk on desert, because there are people that get killed, their legs are being cut. It depends on the season that you travel. It can be winter, and if you're not lucky, your knee or your legs can be cut off and amputated. because of ice, because of our weather condition, we are not so much what how do you call it? Our body cannot really take the weather condition in Europe. So we are not so much lucky, and you fall into the winter season, guys, your leg can be taken off. There is no reason why you can't stay in Africa and succeed. There are so many opportunities in Africa. When I came there last 3 years, I do travel to Ghana. I'm doing businesses there, and guys, trust me, I'm moving back because there is so much stress. Now, let's talk about document. Probably your father, your mother brought you to Europe, and because of that, you got document, or you were born here. That is different. But what about someone that passed through the desert before coming to Europe? Do you know what these people goes through before they get to where they get to? And the most funniest and the most so appalling part in it, that someone will walk through the desert and come to Europe, make some money, send that money back to Africa for their family or their parents, their brothers, to do something for them, and upon returning, they find nothing. That is very, very, very sad. Now, to the part of documentations, guys, there are so many difficulties. Now, when you go to Israel, 90% of Africans living in Israel, they don't have documents. If someone thinks that I'm lying, you can comment here. If you go to London, there are almost about 10, 5, 6, 8 people living in a single bedroom, and they are without document. There are a lot of people that are working with other people's documents, and they still pays for working with those documents. There are people that are paying 300 euro, 200 euro just to work with someone document. And trust me, you can work with someone document, and at the end of the month, the person can tell you, I used your money. There are so many people going through so many difficulties. This video is going to bring a lot of criticism. I don't care about the critics that you're going to give to me or you're going to comment down this video, but I think it is better when your family has the resources, when your family has that money, when your family are going to borrow money for you to travel into Europe. It's better investing that money into agriculture. It's better investing that money into recycling. Guys, trust me, you are going to be a millionaire. People are living from hand to mouth. There are people that are not working. There are people that are living here for 14 years, 15 years, 20 years without document, and they are working with someone's document. It is very, very, very difficult. Guys, I have come in front of the camera and I want to say the truth. You can criticize me, I don't care. But I think because of my future generation, because of your future generation, I don't know, who knows, it can be that you are either borrowing money for your relative to pass through the desert, and that person might not end up being here in Europe. What about that? Have you really thought about that? Just think about you sending your 19 years old daughter, your 20 years old daughter coming to Europe. Your 20 years old daughter coming to Europe, and your daughter not being able to reach here. Or your daughter comes to Europe and at the end gets married or have to marry someone who is 65 years old. Or you, the man, think about it. You, the guy, think about being, let's say, for example, how should I put it? You, the guy, think about being 24 years and marrying a lady that is 65 or 70 because you won't document. Guys, it is very, very difficult. It is not easy as you've seen it. There are a lot of problems going on. And if you see someone, sorry guys, if you see really someone coming to Europe and making it in a limited time, don't be jealous because you don't know what that person is doing. Okay. What I'm saying is that, or what I want to say is that it is better if you have money and you want to just travel because you're thinking that there is wealth or there is whatever here in Europe. It is better you stay in Africa and use that same money to create business for yourself. Africa is the future. Don't travel to Europe when you're not just coming for a holiday, just maybe for medical, whatever. Don't come. Because the kind of frustration you're going to end up in is better, is way better than you living there in Ghana or in Africa. Just name it. I don't know where you come from. Guys, it is very difficult. Before you get a proper document to stay here in Europe, it will take you 6 years to 7 years. There are so many people that are doing so many things before they get document. Just imagine, there are a lot of people who comes here for schooling, and because they think, oh no, they don't want to get up or they don't want to go back to Africa, they end up getting pregnant. Just getting pregnant alone is you're gonna wait almost about 4 years, because one is either how do you call it? You're gonna stay home 3 years to take care of your kid, your daughter or your son, just name it. That means you're gonna lose 3 years of your life. And after that 3 years, one, you're gonna start now schooling. Language barrier is gonna cost you almost about 2 years. If you're a quick learner, then probably within 1.5 years, you're gonna know little grammatical, how to express yourself, and the way that you're gonna get, because you're not qualified, cleaning jobs or whatever. But as I'm saying, there are a lot of people that are qualified. There are a lot of black people that are nurses, doctors, just name it, that are doing marvelously great here in Europe. If you want to come to Europe, the door is open, but come to Europe for holidays and create opportunities back home for other people. Now, I made mention of first starting off with being a train driver and a physiotherapist, and at the moment I started agriculture. Why did I go into agriculture? Or why did I even think about going into agriculture? Guys, agriculture is the food basket of every country. Agriculture is the way forward. Agriculture is the new oil. Agriculture is the new gold. If you think that you are a youth or a young person out there, instead of coming to Europe, indulge yourself into agriculture. Agriculture is the future of every country. 60% of the food that we eat in Africa are being imported. And I believe that if every family indulges or goes into agriculture, we can cut that percentage to maybe probably 30% off. And Africa is going to grow. Africa is going to develop once again. Criticism or critics, as I said, I'm going to get a lot from this video. I don't care. But I just want to inspire someone with this video. I want to tell someone the truth. And instead of you going for a loan just to travel to Europe, thinking there is money on the street, guys, it's better you stay there in Africa and succeed. People are going through a lot. Europe is just hand to mouth. Trust me. Except unless you have good qualifications, and unless you have gone to school here in Europe, Europe is a hard place to live. But just imagine after surviving, going through all these difficulties, sending money to your relative, telling them to build houses or making properties for you. you get back home and they've squandered that money. It is very hard. I know what I'm talking about. It has happened to me. There are many a times that I've sent so much money for my parents for them to buy lands and properties for me that I don't want to talk about it. And at the same time, just think about, because of improper management, because of bad leadership that we have in Africa, bad governments, the youth, most youth are into armed robbery. So many things. I don't want to talk about it. You can't suffer yourself with all that whatever. Come to Africa and they use one day, just one day, to waste your life, to kill you. Armed robbers will just come and kill you. Africa. All that I want to say is that we can make it in Africa. We can live in Africa and succeed. We don't need, or there is no need, traveling to Europe. I'm now doing agriculture. After all the qualification, I'm still into agriculture because I want to give back to the society. Because I want to go so deep in agriculture. I want to feed myself and feed the country. I want to take so many kids from the street and provide for them. I want to give life for these same people. Guys, if you want to come to Europe, come to Europe. But just come to Europe for the coming of, how do you call it, just for holiday, just to see something. We have all the resources. Ghana, we are just 32 million people. One state of America is bigger than the whole of Ghana. Our leaders, please, we are begging you. We are the same people that gives authority to you people to serve us. But at the end, it turns other way around and become as if we are the people that have to come and serve you. You are so our leaders are so power corrupted. We are begging our leaders in Africa to please create jobs, good facilities, good roads, and most importantly, create so much vocational schools. And I think this is what will put kids out of the street. Because here in Germany, the vocational schools are more. And before a kid turns 18, 19 years, that person has something, a qualification, something to do. I will not say so much. I think I have said enough. I don't want to go so much deep into this video. I just want to end here. I think a word to the wise is enough. Guys, I'm Evans AIDOO. Criticism is welcome, but I think it's better when we motivate ourselves, when we educate ourselves, and progress is going to be the new name of Africa. Until then, I say stay humble, be blessed, take care. Adios, adios, adios. Long live Africa. Have a good one. Bye-bye.